We are the Hebrew Israelites.
Okay.
We are. We're definite Hebrew Israelites. But it was other things that went along with the curses that was put on our people in Deuteronomy 28 chapter. And then once you begin to see these things, you begin to understand why our people walk around in darkness as far as religious doctrine is concerned.
Shabbat Shalom. Our scripture reading for today is Revelations chapter 19, verses 7 through 9. Let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him, for the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife has made herself ready. And to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen, clean and white, for the fine linen is the righteousness of saints. And he said unto me, Write, blessed are they which are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb. And he said unto me, These are the true sayings of Elohim.
Shabbat Shalom, family. Our selection today, trying to get ready.
Trying to get ready. Trying to get ready. Trying to get ready. Yeah, ready to try on my longer white robe.
I'm trying to get
ready. Trying to get ready. Trying to get ready. Yeah, ready to try on my longer white robe.
I believe, I do believe.
Ready to try on my longer white robe.
My soul, King Yahshua, will receive.
Ready to try on my longer white robe.
Oh, Jordan River is chilly and cold.
Ready to try on my longer white robe.
It chilled my body, but not my soul.
Ready to try on my longer white robe.
I'm trying to get
Trying to get ready.
to get
I'm trying to
get
I'm trying to make me ready to try on my long white road.
The oracles of the UCI, 1 Peter chapter 4, verses 7 through 11. But the end of all things is at hand. Be you therefore sober and watch unto prayer. And above all things have fervent love among yourselves. For love shall cover the multitude of sins. Use hospitality one to another without grudging. As every man has received the gift, even so minister the same one to another as good stewards of the manifold grace of Elohim. If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of Elohim. If any man minister, let him do it as of the ability which Elohim gives, that Elohim in all things may be glorified through Yahshua the Mashiach, to whom be praise and dominion forever and ever. Amen. Ephesians chapter 4, verses 29 through chapter 5 and verse 4. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. And grieve not the Holy Spirit of Elohim, whereby you are sealed until the day of redemption. Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. And be you kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as Elohim for Yahshua's sake has forgiven you. Be you therefore followers of Elohim, as their children, and walk in love, as the Mashiach also have loved us, and has given himself for us an offering and sacrifice to Elohim for a sweet-smelling savor. But fornication and all uncleanness or covetousness, let it not be once named among you as becomes saints. Neither filthiness, nor foolish talking, nor jesting, which are not convenient, but rather giving of thanks. Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verses 1 and 2. Keep your foot when you go to the house of Elohim, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools, for they consider not that they do evil. Be not rash with your mouth, and let not your heart be hasty to utter anything before Elohim. For Elohim is in heaven, and you upon earth, therefore let your words be few. Exodus chapter 23, verses 20 and 21. Behold, I send an angel before you, to keep you in the way, and to bring you into the place which I have prepared. Beware of him, and obey his voice. Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgressions, for my name is in him. Revelations chapter 3, verses 20 through 22. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and will sup with him, and he with me. To him that overcomes will I grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I have also overcame and am sat down with my Father in his throne. He that has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says unto the churches.
All right, Shabbat Shalom,
Shabbat Shalom.
which is peace on Yahweh's holy Sabbath day. Welcome to another holy convocation that Yahweh has enjoined unto us here in this body of Yahshua. Now, on last week, as we were going through magnifying the law and making it honorable, we went through how the adversary, the devil, had started very early at attacking Yahweh's creation. He started in the garden in even offering a different way with the slight words of "you shall not surely die," was to make sure that that creation got off on a different path other than the one that Yahweh wanted them to be on. So when we understand that, excuse me, that there is this war that we did go over in that magnifying the law and making it honorable, that it is going to be a war in heaven. So he had already been preparing for going up against Yahweh. What happens is a lot of the ideas that we get set upon, they have been introduced to us by the adversary, the devil, because what he wants to do is cause as much separation between us and our Creator. Because you have to consider, and a lot of times we end up reading and certain things stick in our mind about the garden situation. The one thing that we don't think about a lot is after that, they got put out the garden. This was the adversary's intent. He could have at any time said, why don't y'all go ahead and eat from that tree and live forever? He never wanted that creation to live forever like the power he and his angels have. He never wanted us to have that. So he actually used the lesser of the trees to destroy us. There was a tree in the garden that could have caused us to live forever. He never told us about that tree. He talked to us about the tree of knowledge of good and evil and got us separated from our Creator. Well, here we go. The children of Israel were given a land and we are separated from that land. A lot of things that we read are not history. It's prophecy. Because you're seeing one portion of it, not knowing that you're going to have to live out the other part of that story. Now, today's sermon is entitled Heaven's Holy War, the disguised attack on the order in heaven. Mark chapter 3 and verse 22 says, and the scribes which came down from Jerusalem said, he has Beelzebub, and by the prince of the devils cast he out devils. And he called them unto them and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but has an end. No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house. You have to look at this. He mentions Satan several times, but he says no man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods. What if the man already in the house? See, he already has step one taken care of. See, a enemy has to first make his way into the house, then spoil the goods. But what if he already in the house? The biggest part of that has already been taken care of. The hardest part is getting into the house. So what if this adversary is already in the house? Now, how do you bind the strong man? See, we all look at strength, thinking, okay, if the strong man is strong, he can't be bound. We notice that with all of these things, Yahweh is not unknowing about Satan's actions, but he hadn't been destroyed. So how did he bind the strong man? Through covenants. See, through them covenants, why do you think the demon said to Yahshua, have you come to destroy us before the time? How did the demons bind Yahshua? It reminded him, it ain't time. According to the covenants, you can't touch me. Wait a minute, what do we do if somebody gets pulled over by the law and they say, wait, I know my rights. You can't pull all my stuff out on this street. I do not consent. Okay, wait a minute. That was something written down then that you were able to go back to and say, this is what the covenant of your law say. You are breaking the law if you do it. Isn't that what they reminded Yahshua? And after that, Yahshua dealt with them a certain way. They were not destroyed. So then the adversary has been around enough to know all the covenants. He knows all the agreements. So then he knows how to move in various circles. So understand something. That means he knows the difference between the covenant with this nation, with that nation, with this people, and that people. And if he can operate from within those nations, from the covenants that they have, because understand, we go down to Genesis and deal with the sons of Noah. There's covenants within those sons. Within those sons proceeded nations. That means they are then covenants with nations because they are the descendants of those people. Now, if he knows who he's dealing with, he can work within the framework of what power they have and what time he's dealing with. See, he knows in the beginning he needs to operate through the Hamites, the Africans. Why? They were the first ones to get their opportunity to rule the earth. Once their time is over, it is not that beneficial for him to deal with the Africans. He has no reason to try to turn them. They don't have any control. Now, the Gentiles have control of all the African resources. He now spends all his time making sure he operates from within them. Why? Because as the son Yahweh, it is their time to rule, then that's who he wants to corrupt. Let's begin today's sermon in Ezekiel chapter 28. See, when you don't understand the game, it's impossible to play the game. When you watch kids and you watch how fast they pick up these video games, but they don't just play. See, the way the kids do a video game ain't like the way grown-ups do the video game. We get the game and we just start pressing buttons. What the kids do is start looking up what these moves do. What happened when I touch the left bottom and then the right triangle? What happened when I start mixing these buttons? Then they start looking at the little channels that show you the little how the rules go within that game. Well, they learn how to play that game. We are actually deeply entrenched in a game that we don't understand. Go ahead, priest.
Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 13. You have been in the garden, you've been in Eden, the garden of Elohim. Every precious stone was your covering. The sardius, topaz, and the diamond, the beryl, the onyx, and the jasper, the sapphire, the emerald, and the carbuncle, and gold. The workmanship of your tabrets and of your pipes was prepared in you in the day that you was created. You are the anointed cherub that covers, and I set you so. You was upon the holy mountain of Elohim. You have walked up and down in the midst of the stones of fire.
You are the anointed cherub that covers. We're talking about there's no other closer to the throne. But sometimes it is the individuals who are closest to you that end up having a problem with you. Sometimes they get so close that they believe, that they desire, that they belong. They don't just desire it anymore. They believe that they deserve to sit where you sit. Go ahead.
You was perfect in your ways from the day that you was created. Till lawlessness was found in you.
You were perfect. Go ahead.
By the multitude of your merchandise, they have filled the midst of you with violence, and you have sinned. Therefore I will cast you as profane out of the mountain of Elohim, and I'll destroy you, O covering cherub, from the midst of the stones of fire.
Now understand something. By the multitude of your merchandise, they have filled the midst of you with violence, and you have sinned. Therefore I will cast you as profane out of the mountain of Elohim. You ever seen a child get punished and still believe that somehow they're right? That they believe the punishment is too harsh, even though they have done wrong? Yahweh said, you're going to be put out from this holy place. He has a real problem with that. But then again, wait a minute. Isn't that what he caused to happen to Yahweh's creation?
Mm-hmm.
After he went and convinced them, there was then a flaming sword to make sure that they couldn't get to the tree of life and death, the tree that would have caused them to be able to live forever. And after that, boom, they out the garden. Wait a minute. This was after his encounter. Now, once it happens to him, he now believes that something grossly negligent has happened to him. Why? Because he believes he deserves it. And whenever somebody believes that they deserve something, no matter what they do, you are in trouble. I don't care if that's somebody that you married to. If they believe that they deserve your love, no matter how they treat you, you are in trouble. Go ahead.
Your heart was lifted up because of your beauty. You have corrupted your wisdom by reason of your brightness. I will cast you to the ground. I will lay you before kings, that they may behold you. You have defiled
I will lay you before kings, because they're the same ones that you've been using to assault my people. I'm going to lay you before those same people. Go ahead.
You have defiled your sanctuaries by the multitude of your lawlessness.
Now see, here's something that we have to deal with. Where are Lucifer's sanctuaries? I mean, Yahweh said he got some. And then this person desires this seat. So then he has set up sanctuaries. Now, in our mind, we said, well, maybe these are the dark places where they worship Satan. Maybe there are places of light that they just don't know they worshiping Satan. It says, don't marvel that his ministers have transformed themselves into ministers of light. Go ahead.
By the lawlessness of your traffic, therefore will I bring forth a fire from the midst of you. It shall devour you, and I'll bring you to ashes upon the earth in the sight of all them that behold you. All they that know you among the people shall be astonished at you. You shall be a terror, and never shall you be any more.
All right. So then one of the things that we went in there, it says that you have walked up and down up in the stones of fire. And in Job chapter 1 and verse 7, it says, and Yahweh said unto Satan, whence cometh you? Then Satan answered Yahweh and said, from going to and fro in the earth, from walking up and down in it. It says you have walked up and down in the midst of the stones of fire. So he can be in the holiest of places in heaven and then walk down into the depths of earth, understanding exactly how to corrupt men on the earth. Why? Because he knows exactly what Yahweh wants out of them. See, when the deceiver has more knowledge of what's wanted than you do, you are at a serious disadvantage. They are then able to encourage you to do things that you don't even understand is going to make your Elohim angry. I want to read something here in Revelations 12 and verse 4. It says, and his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. So he desires this position so much that he has gathered individuals unto himself. He has taken the third part of the stars of heaven. The stars of heaven are angels. That is a mighty, mighty coup that he has put together. This is not just him and a few angels. This is a great disrespectful move that has been made, and he has been able to convince a good number of angels to go with him. Now, we say we want to be Yahweh's servant, but how can you be a servant of Yahweh without understanding what Yahweh has gone through? So what did Moses have to go through? They sat right down. What it said? The chief of the princes all gathered together to go against him. Yahweh said, wait a minute, you my servant, right? You my servant, right? All right, well, boom, here we go. Let's get this deception on up in here. Now, I need somebody close to you to start it. You know, how about the one that got you out the water? Let's start with your sister. You close to her, don't you? Boom. Hey, sis, go ahead and run this. So after she says, we all holy, guess what? Okay, big thing between Korah and everybody. We're talking about chief people going against Moshe. Now Moshe might look and say, man, there's something seriously wrong with my life. What have I done to deserve this? Now, your position deserves this. This ain't about you personally. See, you elected to be a servant of Yahweh. So to be able to handle the position by the which you hold, there are some things that must happen to you for that position. Now, the greater the position that you want to hold, the deeper that training has to be. Verse 7 says in chapter 12, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. You understand that they reside in Yahweh's place, but they are his angels. If you're going to be his servant, you're going to have to endure some things. We've had to live through almost, some of the same things. To watch as people would gather people unto them, gather kids unto them. You know, one person come walking down the hall and 8 kids coming in the line behind them. What? They have drawn them unto themselves. You're not going to be a servant of Yahweh and not understand his plight. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 52. See, once you understand his position, you stand better as a servant. Isaiah chapter 52. And we're going to read verses 1 through 6.
Awake, awake, put on your strength, O Zion. Put on your beautiful garments, O Jerusalem, the holy city. For henceforth there shall no more come into you the uncircumcised and the unclean. Shake yourself from the dust. Arise and sit down, O Jerusalem. Loose thyself from the bands of your neck, O captive daughter of Zion. For thus says Yahweh, you have sold yourselves for naught, and you shall be redeemed without money. For thus says the Adonai Elohim, my people went down aforetime into Egypt to sojourn there, and the Assyrian oppressed them without cause. Now therefore, what have I here, says Yahweh, that my people is taken away for naught? They that rule over them make them to howl, says Yahweh, and my name continually every day is blasphemed. Therefore, my people shall know my name. Therefore, they shall know in that day that I am he that does speak. Behold, it is I.
Right. Okay. My people shall know my name. When your God does not have a name or has many names, the adversary, the devil, has gotten you to worship him by deception. You don't have to worship Satan outright. Just give the glory of Yahweh to a God in general, and you have served Lucifer's purpose, because he desires for Yahweh to not get that glory. So anytime somebody say that the Most High's name is too holy to say, or somebody else say he has so many names, it don't even matter which one you use. They are both serving the same purpose, to take away Yahweh's glory. How can you give glory to something that you can't say? How can you say, all praise be to what's your name now? Who? All praise to what's your name? Well, what is the name? I can't tell you his name. What? Well, how we going to give all praises to him? We don't know who you talking about. Another trick of the adversary. Let's go to John chapter 8. And you understand in Ezekiel, when this is being said, he said, by the lawlessness. So if Yahweh then has commandments and an order, for the adversary to be a worthy adversary, he then has to require lawlessness. If Yahweh requires law, what does he need to do to be the opposite to him? He's got to offer a free pass. And you know, we often want to go to the path of least resistance. John chapter 8, and let's start at verse 39.
They answered and said unto him, Abraham is our father. Yahshua says unto them, if you were Abraham's children, you would do the works of Abraham. But now you seek to kill me, a man that has told you the truth, which I have heard of Elohim. This did not Abraham. You do the deeds of your father. Then said they unto him, we be not born of fornication. We have one father, even Elohim. Yahshua says unto them, if Elohim were your father, you would love me. For I proceeded forth and came from Elohim. Neither came I of myself, but he sent me. Why do you not understand my speech? Even because you cannot hear my words. You are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do.
Now wait a minute. How did they become Lucifer's children? He didn't have to bear them naturally. He didn't have to lay with their mama to produce them. All they have to do is to walk in the lawless manner of the adversary, and they have picked their father. Go ahead.
He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaks a lie, he speaks of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. And because I tell you the truth, you believe me not. Which of you convinced me to sin? And if I say the truth, why do you not believe me?
Right. Here's that part. Verse 46, which one of you convinced me of sin? Sometimes people will say, you know, I'm upset with you. I don't like the way you do such and such. All right. Well, convince me of sin. Don't tell me what you don't like, what you feel, and what you believe. Show me the commandment that I've broken against you. Now we have something that we can discuss. I can't discuss how I make you feel. See, you need to examine why I make you feel that way. So you can't go around changing everything about you because it makes somebody else unhappy. You know, I've been reading this book for a little while. I have not found the commandment of happiness. I ain't found that one yet. So I haven't found where I can find where I need to be cordial to my fellow brother and sister. I can find where, you know, I need to try to be easily entreated, but not where I need to change myself to make you feel comfortable. Because if I got a job to do, it's the uncomfortable part in me that's going to make you do the job. See, when somebody doing the job and the manager show up, they would say, oh, here come the manager. Why they do that? Because he made them uncomfortable. Now, what if they have no respect or fear of him when he come? Oh, man, that's just the manager. Y'all, hey, man, come on, deal me in, bro. Deal you in. Well, y'all supposed to be working. Y'all supposed to be working. Go ahead, Brent.
Verse 47. He that is of Elohim hears Elohim's words. You therefore hear them not, because you're not of Elohim.
Right, and you cannot make somebody be of Elohim. Now, if we have a battle plan, then we have to understand, if Lucifer can get Israel in large, then he has taken Yahweh's wife. If he gets the sons, then he has taken his children. If he can get us to serve him, then he has replaced Yahweh and became him. This then becomes the trinity of evil. He will have become your father, you will be his son, and his angels will do his bidding and take the place of the Holy Spirit. Let's go to Romans chapter 6. See, the soldiers on the field can't see all the plays that the generals are making. Some of those moves don't make sense when you're on the field. See, even a football team got a man way up at the top of the Coliseum. And those plays look different from up there. See, when you face the fates, you most likely see the individual in front of you. You don't see the whole field. The person sitting up top can look down and they can see, let me tell you what they're about to do. There's something you don't see over there happening that's about to happen on the other side of that field. So there are plays being made on us. Yahweh then uses his spirit to move us. Because it doesn't make sense to us, we then fight against the move. Romans chapter 6, let's start that at verse 1.
What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin, that grace may abound? Elohim forbid. How shall we that are dead to sin live any longer therein? Know you not that so many of us as we're baptized into Yahshua HaMashiach, we're baptized into his death. Therefore, we are buried with him by baptism into death. That like as the Mashiach was raised up from the dead by the glory of the Father, even so we also should walk in newness of life.
And don't think that Lucifer just ignored this part. As it is written in Acts, there's only one name given among men whereby we must be saved. The name Jesus is a newly created name. So what happened? The adversary, the devil, then led all of these people to get baptized in a name that Christ himself has never heard. Now, he's been warring. He's just been warring with a smile. He's been using niceness to war. Then they got us taking our newborn babies and go and get the babies christened. What is a baby baptism? We're talking the cleanest thing in the room, ain't done no sin. And then you go and dedicate it to Lucifer, not knowing what you're doing. He has been warring against us. Then we wonder, kid ain't but 7 years old, he's still in trouble. Well, you did dedicate him to Lucifer. I mean, how much niceness should he have? I mean, did you not understand what you were doing? Of course you didn't. Go ahead.
For if we have been planted together in the likeness of his death, we shall be also in the likeness of his resurrection. Knowing this, that our old man is crucified with him, that the body of sin might be destroyed, that henceforth we should not serve sin. For he that is dead is freed from sin. Now, if we be dead with the Mashiach, we believe that we shall also live with him.
Now, understand something. When it's talking about the old man crucified, we're dealing with the baptism and being born again. What the Gentiles have then used this as a way to talk about going to heaven. Now they've taken that live with him means going to heaven. Now, what Yahshua was talking about is he says, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. We are the same in the spirit. We couldn't get this spiritual understanding here. Now we have gone straight back carnal. Because now we think that this is physically being with him, and then they told us that you must die to be able to do this. Now, what if any other thing, I told you that your greatest gift, I'm going to give you this greatest gift, but the only way for you to get it is to die. He created this paradise. The man was living in the paradise. Man didn't have to die to get the paradise. Man was never supposed to die. Yet now the push is you can get the paradise. Only catch is you got to die. Okay, keep reading.
Knowing that Yahshua being raised from the dead dies no more. Death has no more dominion over him. For in that he died unto sin once. But in that he lives unto Elohim. Likewise, reckon you also yourselves to be dead indeed unto sin, but alive unto Elohim through Yahshua HaMashiach, our Adonai. Let not sin therefore reign in your mortal body, that you should obey it in the lust thereof. Neither yield you your members as instruments of unrighteousness unto sin, but yield yourselves unto Elohim as those that are alive from the dead, and your members as instruments of righteousness unto Elohim. For sin shall not have dominion over you, for you are not under the law, but under grace.
Right. Now, it's interesting that early in this chapter, they take one of those things where it says that you should dwell with him, and they've already put themselves in heaven. Yet here, he's talking about not sinning within our mortal body. And then we get to this part and they say, okay, we're not under law. So first, earlier in the verse, they take that one verse and make it to be you going to heaven. Skip everything else that it says about not committing sin. Get to the part about you're not under the law but under grace, and now take that to do the very sin that he just talked about not doing. But you shall not surely die. Go ahead, priest.
What then? Shall we sin because we are not under the law, but under grace? Elohim forbid.
Elohim forbid. Did you finish that?
Know you not that to whom you yield yourselves servants to obey, his servants you are, to whom you obey?
Wait. So whoever you obey, that's who your dad is. So when Yeshua says you are of your father, the devil, and the works of your father you will do, then you have chosen your daddy. Whose son or daughter are you? It's funny, when you go in the country, that's the first question they ask you. Hey, who boy are you? I heard that question so much when I got to the country, I was like, what? Is it that replace, hey, how you doing? Now, we'll speak to you after we find out who you is. Who boy are you? I'm Tank boy. Tank your daddy? Yeah, put all the weapons up. Stand right there at the bottom step. Don't watch his hands. Watch his hands. Why? Because we know Tank. Okay. Right. First thing they want to know, who your daddy? Okay. You have chosen your daddy, whether you know it or not. How do you walk? Go ahead.
Whether of sin unto death or obedience unto righteousness.
All right. Now, if we are doing nothing, then we are obeying Lucifer. All he wants is for us to not obey Yahweh. So if we don't obey Yahweh, we are obeying the one who said, you shall not surely die. We think that we have to go out and do rituals to worship Satan. No, you don't. Say, I don't be nowhere with no pitchfork and lighting fires and having chicken feet. He don't need all that. All he needs for you to do is to not follow Yahweh. Then you have followed him. He that slick. Let's go to Revelation chapter 4. This is why you're going to find a lot of people that say, when we did this. Well, we don't remember doing this. You find a lot of statements that says, for you have said. People say, I didn't say that. They said, no, you said it in your heart, not with your mouth. Revelation chapter 4, and let's start at verse 1.
After this I looked, and behold, a door was opened in heaven. And the first voice which I heard was as it were of a trumpet talking with me, which said, come up hither, and I will show you things which must be hereafter.
I will show you things which must be hereafter. So after I looked, and behold, a door was open in heaven. All right, now, let's see. What did he see? Did he see his long lost Uncle Joe when the door was open? Let's see what happened. Go ahead.
And immediately I was in the spirit. And behold, a throne was set in heaven, and one sat on the throne.
And then he saw Uncle Joe. Okay, keep reading.
And he that sat was to look upon like a jasper and a sardine stone. And there was a rainbow round about the throne, in sight like unto an emerald.
So he that sat. Now, yeah, it's interesting that nobody wants to cover this in Hollywood. Nobody wants to discuss it. He that sat was to look upon like as a jasper and a sardine stone, and we talking about deep brown and red. You ever looked at what your face looked like? If you pay attention, then you might understand why they have such a problem with you. Why it didn't say that he that sat upon the throne was, he looked like Johnson baby powder? Why it didn't say he looked like cotton? Said he was bright like linen. No. It said This one right here was ruddy. Deep reddish brown. This is what he looked like who sit on the throne. Wait a minute. Somebody been lying to us. When they went through and tried to edit everything out, they forgot this part. They forgot to try to change this one. Because you can go look up these colors and see what they look like. And you find out, wait. This is who's sitting on the throne. So what else we've been lied to about? Because if this is who's sitting on the throne, then we're talking about the top. So how many other things under that have we also been lied to concerning? Go ahead.
And round about the throne were 24 seats, and upon the seats I saw 24 elders sitting, clothed in white raiment.
So they definitely know what white it looked like, because the clothing was white, so they knew what white looked like. They knew that, right? Okay. So it says 24 elders sitting. So where Uncle Joe at? Maybe he was one of the 24. Keep reading.
And they had on their heads crowns of gold.
Uh-huh.
And out of the throne proceeded lightnings and thunderings and voices. And there were 7 lamps of fire burning before the throne, which are the 7 spirits of Elohim.
Uh-huh.
And before the throne there was a sea of glass like unto crystal. And in the midst of the throne, and round about the throne, were 4 beasts full of eyes before and behind.
Uh-huh.
And the first beast was like a lion, and the second beast like a calf, and the third beast had a face as a man, and the fourth beast was like a flying eagle. And the 4 beasts had each of them 6 wings about him, and they were full of eyes within, and they rest not day and night, saying, Holy, 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 Adonai Elohim, which was and is to come.
You ever wonder why the people who said they died and went to heaven never talk about any beast? You ever wonder why the people who talk about going to heaven have never mentioned any of these mysterious animals or creatures? You know all they seen with Big Mama and Uncle Joe? And somehow heaven made biscuits. I don't know whether they didn't see the oven, but there was biscuits. There were grandmama biscuits, Big Mamas. They was all up there. How is it? Because let me tell you something. If a door opened and some got 6 wings and a couple heads, you best to bet I remember that one. Sock, what you see? Did you see Uncle Joe? I saw him, but I got my eyes off of him when I saw the thing with the 4 heads. When I saw the thing with the 4 heads, I said, Joe, don't talk to me. I need to focus on this thing with the 6 wings, with the 4 heads. Each one of them a different animal. Joe, don't talk to me. I know I ain't talked to you and seen you in a minute, but don't make me hit you, bro. I need to focus on whatever that is. I done seen something look like you before. I ain't never seen nothing that looked like that. I wouldn't be able to tell the story. That would have taken all my focus. But we ain't never heard it. Go ahead.
And when those beasts give glory and honor and thanks to him that sat on the throne, who lives forever and ever, the 24 elders fall down before him that sat on the throne, and worship him that lives forever and ever, and cast their crowns before the throne, saying, You are worthy, O Adonai, to receive glory and honor and power, for you have created all things, and for your pleasure they are and were created.
You have created all things, and for your pleasure they are and were created. Now let's go to Isaiah chapter 14. So when we understand what this assault against the law is about, people are fulfilling the desire of the adversary without actually knowing that's what they're doing. Isaiah chapter 14, and we're going to read verses 12 through 21.
How are you fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How are you cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations?
Now, he doesn't believe that any of his action has warranted that he get kicked out. See, anybody that done had to tell a kid that they got to go had to look in the eyes of a surprised individual. Because no matter what they had done, they didn't think, they said, well, you know, this one's going to get me in trouble. They didn't know this one was going to get them outside. So now this is a very deep surprise at this point. That no. We at the end of our discussion. Lou, you got to go. Go ahead.
For you have said in your heart, I will ascend into heaven.
No. He didn't say it with his mouth. See, there are things that we are saying that we are not saying. So then when you tell somebody, no. See, what you trying to do is this. I ain't say that. Now, you ain't say it, but your action is showing it. Now, you said it in your heart. And see, this is hard, especially when men are conversing with women and, you know, we're looking at body movements and a woman is saying, I didn't say such and such. Now, why does it sit so hard on us? Let me tell you something. We have been in, especially me and we go to these little football games when we were young, and we can watch, and we see the countenance on somebody's face and be like, hey, step back. Say, why? Because they finna get the fight. Why you say that? Ain't nobody saying that. No, pay attention. No, that don't look right. For you know what? Whop! Wasn't no talking. Next thing you know, it's a full-on group fight. 10 people over here, 15 people over there, they going at it. So then when you go and say somebody, look, I feel your attitude. What you talking about? I ain't saying that. Let me tell you something. I watched somebody get their eyeballs kicked out. And they had that same look that you had in the kitchen. All right? I remember the eyeball rolling on the floor after they got through kicking him. All right? I know what that look is. I didn't recognize it the first time, but every time I saw another fight, I recognized, hey, there it is again. So let me tell you something. Once you done watch somebody get kicked down to the floor, you recognize some things. No. I know what I'm looking at. That don't look right. This is that look. And I guarantee you, that guy, after he had got kicked by all 12 of them people, he never forgot that look again either. Guarantee you, it stuck with both of us. Only problem is, I got the benefit without having knots on my head. He had to get knots on his head to learn what that look meant. That was when somebody say something with their heart and not their mouth. Go ahead.
I will exalt my throne above the stars of Elohim. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I'll ascend above the heights of the clouds. I'll be like the Most High.
I will be like the Most High. Go ahead.
Yet you shall be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see you shall narrowly look upon you and consider you, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble?
So understand that. He went and confounded Yahweh's creation in the garden. What is Yahweh's punishment? He gonna make him a man. See, Yahweh is poetic with his punishment. If you look and you see yourself in the midst of something that you can't understand, you need to sit down and really think about what you put out in the earth. And the more time you spend on it, the more sense it's gonna make. This is why he got me over here. This is why I gotta do this. And Yahweh is so magnificent that he will give you punishment and a blessing all wrapped up into one. It'll be like a punishing. You know, it's strange. You know, nobody else can do it like Yahweh can do it. It's a blessing and a curse all at the same time. Go ahead.
That did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners. All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. But you are cast out of your grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet. You shall not be joined with them in burial, because you have destroyed your land, and slain your people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Prepare slaughter for his children for the lawlessness of their fathers. That
For his children? Wait a minute. Your father, you are the servants to whom you obey. So if you obey nothing, Lucifer is your daddy. You have chosen him. You have said, please adopt me. Take me home with you, Satan. You ain't got to say it with your mouth. You said it with your actions. You said it with your heart. He says you have said in your heart. Stop thinking that everything got to come out your mouth. You think Yahweh is omnipotent, omnipresent, and he need for something to come out your mouth? You don't think that he can speak without using lips? No, your actions are saying some things. Go ahead.
Prepare slaughter for his children for the lawlessness of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
All right, so this is going to sound strange to some of y'all. So let's turn our hymnal to 633. See, only people who done went to church before know what a hymn book is. See, the rest of the people looking at me like, what's a hymnal? Now, hymns were songs or poetries that would sit on the back of the pew. All right? So it'll be a little book that you can pick up, and you open it, and they tell you what song they're going to sing. So they go to the song. So we're going to read hymnal 633. All right? Now, this hymn was written by Eliza E. Hewitt, who lived between 1851 and 1920. The hymn is called When We All Get to Heaven. Sing the wondrous love of Jesus. And I'm just going to sing a few things of it. Sing his mercy, his grace. In the mansions bright and blessed, he'll prepare for us a place. And this is the part where everybody come in when we all get to heaven. What a day of rejoicing that will be. Soon the pearly gates will open. We shall tread the streets of gold. Okay. Now this is one of the hymns that we were pushed to sing, because they had all of these things right in the book, right behind the pew would be right in front of you. So you can get it out and read along with everybody in the church. Now, this is a mindset of going to heaven. Now, 98% of pastors presiding over a funeral service claim that deceased individual has already gone to heaven. Now, we just read Lucifer's desire. So this is more than what it seems like. So what we need to do is go and let's pinpoint who actually went to heaven. Let's go to Genesis chapter 5. Because this song that was pushed on Sunday morning says, when we all get to heaven. Okay? So let's see what we can come up with here. Genesis chapter 5, I want you to read verses 23 and 24.
And all the days of Enoch were 365 years. And Enoch walked with Elohim, and he was not, for Elohim took him.
For Elohim took him. All right. So now we got Enoch that has gone to heaven. All right, so you got your one right there. Now let's go to 2 Kings chapter 2. See, when you're having these discussions, you need to be able to show where these things come from. 2 Kings chapter 2, and I want you to read verses 1 through 11.
And it came to pass, when Yahweh would take up Elijah into heaven by a whirlwind, that Elijah went with Elisha from Gilgal. And Elijah said unto Elisha, Tarry here, I pray you, for Yahweh had sent me to Bethel. And Elisha said unto him, As Yahweh lives, and as your soul lives, I will not leave you.
Now, let me tell you something about Elisha. He's a very intelligent man. He already know that Yahweh is going to take up his master in heaven. He said, I'll tell you what, I'm going to be in the room. I tell you what. He said, look, Yahweh done sent me somewhere. Tarry here. He said, no, I ain't waiting here. I'm going with you. Everywhere you go, I'm going. You ain't going to heaven without me seeing. I can tell you that. I can tell you what we ain't going to do. We ain't going to be sitting here looking down at me crying because I missed it. I tell you that. Now, where we going? Go ahead.
So they went down to Bethel. And the sons of the prophets that were at Bethel came forth to Elisha and said unto him, Know you that Yahweh will take away your master from your head today? And he said, Yeah, I know it. Hold you your peace.
Right. Now, everybody, this ain't even no secret. Said, look, Yahweh gonna call your master. He gonna leave. I know, and I'm gonna be right there. Go ahead.
And Elijah said unto him, Elisha, tarry here, I pray you, for Yahweh had sent me to Jericho. And he said, As Yahweh lives, and as your soul lives, I will not leave you. So they came to Jericho.
So they came to you. Hey, let me tell you something. You gotta know when to stick like glue, Jack. See, sometimes we don't know when to stick like glue. See, maybe this way Yahweh trying to shake Elisha. Yeah, shake him up. I want to see what he gonna do. All right, now go over here and tell him to tarry. I want to see if he gonna stay. No, I will not. So what time we supposed to be there? He said, no. Yahweh has sent me. Yeah, I know. I've been going with you on every other journey. What I'm gonna stop now for? No. We going. Here you go again. Go ahead.
And the sons of the prophets that were at Jericho came to Elisha and said unto him, Knoweth you that Yahweh will take away your master from your head today? And he answered, Yes, I know it. Hold your peace. And Elijah said unto him, Tarry, I pray you, here, for Yahweh had sent me to Jordan. And he said, As Yahweh lives, and as your soul lives, I will not leave you. And they too went on.
Okay. See, sometimes Yahweh want to see what your dedication level is like. See, how easy will you get off the path? How easy will you just say, you know what? Yeah, I'll go ahead and sit here and rest. No. I have been your servant. I ain't let you go on nothing else by yourself. You ain't going on none of these by yourself. Because if I got a chance to see how Yahweh gonna bring you up, I want to be there. Go ahead.
And 50 men of the sons of the prophets went and stood to view afar off, and they too stood by Jordan. And Elijah took his mantle and wrapped it together and smote the waters, and they were divided hither and thither, so that they too went over on dry ground. And it came to pass, when they were gone over, that Elijah said unto Elisha, Ask what I will do for you before I be taken away from you.
Stop. What if he didn't stay in all three of those journeys? What happened if he takes the easy route out of any of these? 3 times. Stay here. Stay here. Stay here. Now. All right. Tell me what I'm going to do for you before I be taken away. Some of us leave so fast, the person don't even get finished saying, I got to go. All right, well, we'll see you later then. Hey, I didn't even tell you where I was going. Because we're looking for a way out. We're looking for a way out of work. These are 3 appointments he didn't have to take. He's like, no, I'm going. Now he gets, okay, now tell me what I do. Come on. Tell me what you want. Go ahead.
And Elisha said, I pray you, let a double portion of your spirit be upon me. And he said, you have asked a hard thing.
You have asked a hard thing. Remember now, he just took his mantle off, hit the water with it, and it divided, and they walked over. All right, so understand what we're dealing with. Go ahead.
Nevertheless, if you see me when I'm taken from you, it shall be so unto you.
Wait a minute. Wait. If you see me when I'm taken up. Now, if he didn't stick to him like glue, who knows if Yahweh would have already took him and he would have never got to even have this conversation. Go ahead.
But if not, it shall not be so. And it came to pass, as they still went on and talked, that, behold, there appeared a chariot of fire.
Wait a minute. Here we go. They walking and talking. Now comes the chariot of fire. See, he ain't in control when Yahweh gonna actually come. But Yahweh never loses a moment to teach and to uphold something. All right, if you gonna do this, you need to understand a few things before we go forward. Go ahead.
And horses of fire, and parted them both asunder, and Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven.
So, if we were going to talk about going to heaven, and this was something we were going to preach, this would probably be one of those things that I would hear about a lot. Why is it that we hear of all these things and all these people going to heaven, but we ain't never heard the actual places where it's written that they actually went to heaven? This is very strange. All right. Now these are the two individuals that you can find in the book who went to heaven right off. Now, of course, we know Yahshua. All right, we can go ahead and put that. So we got three individuals out this whole book that went to heaven. Now we got to add one more to it, but it don't automatically say. Let's go read about Moshe. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 34. Now, if you even ask most theologians, they'll tell you it's not the three people that they can show you went to heaven, and it's going to be Enoch, Elijah, and then they're going to say Christ. So, if you can't prove but three, why you go to that funeral and told them people that their loved one was in heaven? How much money they pay you? How much money you get for that? I just want to know. I want to know how much salvation costs. Because they just bought yours. Deuteronomy 34. Let's read verses 5 through 7.
So Moshe, the servant of Yahweh, died there in the land of Moab, according to the word of Yah. And he buried him in a valley in the land of Moab.
Now, when most people see that, okay, Yahweh buried him. All right, go ahead.
Over against Beth Peor. But no man knows of his grave unto this day. And Moshe was 120 years old when he died. His eye was not dim, nor his natural force abated.
So he had his strength, he had his eyesight, he had everything, yet Elohim buried him there. And people say, well, he's buried, so it's a done deal. He died. Now let's go to Matthew chapter 17. Matthew chapter 17, and I want to read verses 1 through 6.
And after 6 days, Yahshua takes Cephas, Jacob, and Johanan his brother, and brings them up into a high mountain apart, and was transfigured before them. And his face did shine as the sun, and his raiment was white as the light. And behold, there appeared unto them Moshe and Elijah talking with him.
Wait a minute, wait. Moshe was supposed to be buried. And people said, well, if he buried, then he died. Well, wait a minute. Yahshua was also buried, but still went. Okay. Didn't Moshe say Yahweh is going to raise up a servant unto you out from the midst of your brethren like unto me? How could Moshe stay here if Yahshua was to be in the exact image of him and Yahshua died and went to heaven? How can he still be here? Order. See, we have to take out what we think, feel, and believe, and then pay attention to order. Why do you think Yahweh didn't let nobody else bury him? No, I can't touch this body. Consider something. What did Yahshua say? Don't touch me. Why did he say don't touch me? He had to go and anoint the altar in heaven with his own blood. Do not touch me. After he comes back, he said, touch my hole, touch my wounds where I was wounded in the house of my friend. Why didn't he say that before? Okay, go ahead.
You know, Elder, just a quick thing here. And it says, in verse 2, and his face did shine as the sun. Then we see that same thing with Moshe?
Absolutely. He told you the exact order, okay? But when Yahweh is not giving us something in a form that we can understand, then we don't understand that it is the order that he's given us. He's showing you exactly how this is going to go. Go ahead.
Then answered Cephas and said unto Yahshua, Adonai, it is good for us to be here. If you will, let us make here 3 tabernacles, one for you, and one for Moshe, and one for Elias. While he yet spake, behold, a bright cloud overshadowed them, and behold, a voice out of the cloud which said, This is my beloved Son, in whom I'm well pleased. Hear you him. And when the disciples heard it, they fell on their face and were sore afraid.
Now, did you finish that? Go ahead, brother.
And Yahshua came and touched them and said, Arise and be not afraid.
Okay, now let's go to John chapter 14, because what you're seeing happen here, all right? These individuals are the ones in the book who has gone to heaven. Now, remember, it says that Yahshua loved Lazarus. Lazarus didn't go to heaven. He said they said he loved him. Oh, how he loved him. Even when they talked to his sister, they said, Yahshua said, your brother shall rise again. She said, I know my brother shall rise again in the resurrection at the last day. So wait a minute. He loves this whole family, but ain't none of them going to heaven. We can go in the book. We can count 3 individuals other than him that went to heaven. So explain to me why every pastor is saying everyone who died in their congregation is in heaven right now looking down. Why? We thought it was just something to feel good. And see, my elder been telling me, you know, a long time about my optimism, that I need to go sit it down somewhere. Because my elder would say some stuff and I'd be like, Elder, that's just harsh. It'd take me about 6 months and I'd be like, Elder, you were right on point. I told you, boy. Just got being so stuff. So I know that people feel good when you tell them that their loved one is in heaven. But I had to go back with my elder and go ahead and be harsh with it. They have taken on the ways of their father, the adversary, the devil, because he want to go to heaven, and he has taught them to constantly desire what he desires. We don't even know that that's a devil worshiping thought process. Right. Where we at, brother?
Yohanan chapter 14.
Yohanan chapter 14, let's read verses 1 through 7.
Let not your heart be troubled. You believe in Elohim. Believe you also in me? In my Father's house are many mansions.
Now, remember the song. Remember the song now. All right, so remember the hymn. We talking about the mansions. There's a lot of mansions. Go ahead.
In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you.
Wait a minute. I go to prepare. That's also in the song. It said, well, I go to prepare a place for you. They said, well, if he preparing a place, then he must want us to come to heaven. Keep reading.
And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself. And where I am, there you may be also.
You know the interesting part about this, that sometimes we read so fast that we don't pay attention. Now, so let's slow this down. And I go and prepare a place for you. Now, I will come again and receive you. Wait a minute. Wait. You're not coming to me. I'm coming to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will receive you unto myself. Now, if I come to where you are, that where I am, there you may be also. He ain't in heaven no more. At that point, he come. Didn't it say he coming again?
Mm-hmm.
How you going to him and he coming to you? But when you want to believe something because it makes you feel good, you have now allowed yourself to be made merchandise of. Now you will spend $25,000 on that funeral. You will spend $45,000 on that funeral. You know why? Because you now think if you don't spend that money, your loved one is not going to go to heaven. Right. You ever wonder when you get to the funeral home, the folks say, I'm so sorry about your loss. So sorry. Before we talk, let us see the papers. What papers is that? The insurance. What? So we can see how much we're going to be able to get out of you. Once they see the papers, you should get the deluxe casket, diamond in the back, sudden rooftop, digging the scene with the gangster lean. Ooh, this is the casket you need. Right, with the see-through glass top. What? Why I need that? Because we looked at your insurance, and it will cover it. Right. You ain't got that insurance? We got some cardboard and a few napkins. Right. Good, bro. What we on?
Verse 4.
Go ahead.
And whither I go you know, and the way you know. Thomas said unto him, Adonai, we know not whither you go, and how can we know the way? Yahshua says unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes unto the Father but by me.
He said, I'm the way. See, we don't know how to get to where you're going. Just follow what I'm telling you. Don't worry about how to get there. Worry about following me and you're going to get there. Go ahead.
And if you had known me, you should have known my Father also. And from henceforth you know him and have seen him.
All right, let's go to John chapter 7. Because, some people say, well, you know what? Priest, I'm still not convinced. He talked about those mansions. There's many mansions. And he says, where I go, saying there you might be with me. All right. So let's jump to John chapter 7. And I want you to read verses 32 through 36.
The Pharisees heard that the people murmured such things concerning him. And the Pharisees and the chief priests sent officers to take him. Then said Yahshua unto them, Yet a little while am I with you. And then I go on to him that sent me.
I go on to him that sent me. Go ahead.
You shall seek me.
You shall seek me.
And shall not find me. And where I am, thither you cannot come.
I'm sorry. So hold on now. Just hold on. All right? I need you did some kind of trickery there. Read that again.
You shall seek me.
You gonna seek me.
And shall not find me.
You ain't gonna find me.
And where I am,
where I'm gonna be,
thither you cannot come.
You cannot come. Okay. That's what it said, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to make sure I wasn't. Okay, keep reading, bro.
Then said the Yehudis among themselves, Whither will he go, that we shall not find him? Will he go on to the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles? What manner of saying is this that he said, you shall seek me and shall not find me, and where I am, there you cannot come?
Uh-huh. Now, if we believe that we can go exactly where he went, exactly as he did, are we not making ourselves equal with him? Let's go to John chapter 10. John chapter 10, I want you to start at verse 22.
And it was at Jerusalem, the feast of the dedication, and it was winter. And Yahshua walked in the temple in Solomon's porch. Then came the Yehudis round about him, and said unto him, How long do you make us to doubt? If you be the Mashiach, tell us plainly. Yahshua answered them, I told you, and you believe not the works that I do in my Father's name. They bear witness of me. But you believe not, because you are not of my sheep, as I said unto you. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. And I give unto them eternal life, and they shall never perish. Neither shall any man pluck them out of my hand. My Father, which gave them me, is greater than all, and no man is able to pluck them out of my Father's hand. I and my Father are one. Then the Yehudim took up stones again to stone him. Yahshua answered them, Many good works have I showed you from my Father. For which of those works do you stone me? The Yehudis answered him, saying, For a good work we stone you not, but for blasphemy, and because that you being a man, make yourself Elohim.
Because you being a man, maketh yourself Elohim, they said, for this reason we stone you. So, if our God, King, High Priest then goes to heaven, and then we believe we can go as well, have we not made ourselves equal unto him? So the very thing that they claim to be stoning him for, somehow we're encouraged to do the same thing? That is interesting. Let's go to Revelation chapter 20. See, when we began this and dealing with magnifying the law and making it honorable, what happens when you take out law, you know you have to put something in a place. When you take away something, something takes up that place. So, when the adversary, the devil, removes law, imagination fills that gap. And imagination has no boundaries. Revelation chapter 20, and let's start at verse 1.
And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. And cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled, and after that he must be loosed a little season. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahshua, and for the word of Elohim, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads, or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with the Mashiach 1,000 years.
Wait a minute, they lived and reigned with the Mashiach 1,000 years. Did not he say, I prepare a place for you, I'm going to come and receive you unto myself. So then where are all the people who are in heaven when he come here? This is not just a thing. Once you get right into this, you find that this is the direction of Lucifer. The whole desire to go to heaven is just not a thing. We have been given his desire. He has given us his desire. You mean you desire to go to a place where your God, King, High Priest, the one who bled for you, is not going to be? He trying to come to you, but you trying to go to him? Somebody has greatly deceived us. Go ahead.
But the rest of the dead lived not again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection. Blessed and holy is he that has part in the first resurrection. On such the second death has no power,
Uh-huh.
but they shall be priests of Elohim and of Yahshua, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. And they went up on the breadth of the earth, and compassed the camp of the saints about, and the beloved city. And fire came down from Elohim out of heaven, and devoured them. And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Elohim, and the books were open, and another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books, according to their works.
Right. The dead are being judged at this point. Okay? So explain to me, how did they already end up in heaven before judgment? Whose desire is that? Lucifer's. That is not the desire of any of the saints. None of them are desiring to go to heaven. This is a desire of the adversary, the devil. And he has given us his desire the same way he did in the garden. He has not stopped what he's doing. Go ahead.
And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and the grave delivered up the dead which were in them.
Now imagine now, these people who believed they were going to heaven are then going to be awakened. And they're going to realize that they're on regular ground. They're going to realize that it's regular ground under their feet as they are walking toward this judgment, that they ain't in no cloud. Go ahead.
And they were judged every man according to their works. And death and the grave were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire.
Now, the adversary, the devil, is preparing us for a great fall by allowing us to dive into this imaginary situation that we shall escape judgment. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 1. But you know what's funny? One of the parts, even when you read about the door was open in heaven, you saw a throne, you saw order, you saw a place of judgment. So if we even considered that, it should have gotten our attention. Isaiah chapter 1, and let's start at verse 1. And consider now the adversary's play. His play is to misdirect the children of Israel in a path that suits him, in a path that is away from Yahweh. It don't matter where you end up, as long as you away from Yahweh. Go ahead.
The vision of Esaias, the son of Amos, which he saw concerning Yehuda and Jerusalem in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Yehuda. Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth, for Yahweh hath spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me. The ox knows his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel does not know. My people does not consider. Ah, sinful nation, a people laden with lawlessness, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken Yahweh. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They're gone away backward.
Yahweh expected us to still be able to withstand the tricks of Lucifer. So I know there's a heavenly adversary who's trying to deceive you, who's giving you these things, but I expect that my children should be able to fight against this. I know you can't overcome him without help, but he don't expect us to just lay down and die. If you see your son in a fight and you be like, you didn't swing down time? You just sat there and just let him keep hitting you? I ain't gonna be mad at you because you lost. I'm going to be mad at you because you didn't try. Go ahead.
Why should you be stricken any more? You will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick, and the whole heart faint. From the sole of the foot even unto the head there is no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises and putrefying sores. They have not been closed, neither bound up, neither mollified with ointment. Your country is desolate, your cities are burnt with fire, your land, strangers devoured in your presence, and it is desolate, as overthrown by strangers. And the daughter of Zion is left as a cottage in a vineyard, as a lodge in a garden of cucumbers, as a besieged city. Except Yahweh of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant, we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been likened unto Gomorrah. Hear the word of Yahweh, you rulers of Sodom. Give ear unto the law of our Elohim, you people of Gomorrah. To what purpose is the multitude of your sacrifices unto me, says Yahweh? I am full of the burnt offerings of rams and the fat of fed beasts, and I delight not in the blood of bullocks, or of lambs, or of he-goats. When you come to appear before me, who has required this at your hand, to tread my courts? Bring no more vain oblations. Incense is an abomination unto me. The new moons and the Shabbats, the callings of assemblies, I cannot away with. It is lawlessness, even the solemn meeting.
Right. What about our solemn meeting is unacceptable unto him? We have to consider, how do we approach unto him? Go ahead.
Your new moons and your appointed feasts my soul hates. They are a trouble unto me. I am weary to bear them. And when you spread forth your hands, I will hide mine eyes from you. Yes, when you make many prayers, I will not hear. Your hands are full of blood. Wash you, make you clean. Put away the evil of your doings from before mine eyes. Cease to do evil. Learn to do well. Seek judgment. Relieve the oppressed. Judge the fatherless. Plead for the widow. Come now, and let us reason together, says Yahweh. Though your sins be as scarlet, they shall be as white as snow. Though they be red like crimson, they shall be as wool. If you be willing and obedient, you shall eat the good of the land. But if you refuse and rebel, you shall be devoured with the sword, for the mouth of Yahweh hath spoken it.
If you refuse and rebel, you shall be devoured. But if you be willing and obedient, you shall eat the good of the land. He still gives us an opportunity, even though we do not deserve it. Let's go to Hosea chapter 4. Yahweh knows that we are under a great assault dealing with the adversary, the devil. He understands that. But then there are some things that were given unto us to help us along the way within that fight. But we got to be able to call on it and stand on it. It says when you go to a war against the enemy that oppresses you in your land, then you shall sound the trumpet. But what if you don't know anything about that? What if you have no idea? We hear people, especially when there's a new brother learning how to blow the shofar, we go to giggling. And we hear more. All right. How many of y'all know how to blow the shofar? What happens if you get to the point where you are oppressed in your land? Does anybody know how to call your God? So what we going to do? So the enemy come oppress you in your land, you going to call Kish? What? I'm trying to figure out what's our plan. So the enemy oppress you in your land, you going to call Kish. What if your phone cut off? And if Kish do answer the phone and he blow it, do Yahweh come to his house or yours? What? So he blow the shofar, Yahweh come to his house and say, ain't nobody, you straight? I don't see nobody, ain't nobody messing with you. Nah, I was trying to tell you to go, what's your name out? Oh, well, what's your name didn't blow no shofar. All right. I'm just asking, man. I ain't got no answers. I just got a question. All right, Hosea, where we going? Chapter 4.
Hear the word of Yahweh, you children of Israel. For Yahweh has a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there's no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of Elohim in the land. By swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out, and blood touches blood. Therefore shall the land mourn, and every one that dwells therein shall languish, with the beasts of the field and with the fowls of the heaven. Yes, the fishes of the sea also shall be taken away. Yet let no man strive nor reprove another, for your people are as they that strive with the priests. Therefore shall you fall in the day, and the prophet also shall fall with you in the night, and I'll destroy your mother.
Right. And we believe we right when we strive with the priest, because we see things our way. Matter of fact, we say, well, see, the way I see that is. Right. Right. Go ahead.
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because you have rejected knowledge.
Right, but we'll go to college. We'll take classes upon classes, but we'll reject knowledge. Oh, but we'll take all kind of college courses now. Oh, we'll take certification classes. Oh, we'll take this, we'll pass that. Oh, but we're going to reject certain knowledge. Why? It's not suitable for us, because we don't want to make changes when we receive that type of knowledge. See, we set in our ways. This is the way I want to deal with things, and we don't want to change that. Go ahead.
Because you have rejected knowledge, I will also reject you, that you shall be no more priest to me. Seeing you have forgotten the law of your Elohim, I will also forget your children. As they were increased, so they sinned against me. Therefore will I change their glory into shame.
He said the more I gave them, the more disrespectful they became. We have to look at ourselves. When I grew up, our neighborhoods were much more together than they are now. We got all this money now. We got all these things. We got multiple cars. We got TVs in every room. We got everything we wanted. And we are further away from our Elohim than we were as children. And think about this. We didn't even know his right name then. Go ahead.
They eat up the sin of my people, and they set their heart onto their lawlessness. And there shall be, like people, like priests, and I'll punish them for their ways, and reward them their doings. For they shall eat, and not have enough. They shall commit whoredom, and shall not increase, because they have left off to take heed to Yah. Whoredom and wine and new wine take away the heart. My people ask counsel at their stocks, and their staff declares unto them. For the spirit of whoredoms has caused them to err, and they have gone a whoring from under their Elohim.
My people ask counsel at their stocks. So they got a god made out of wood, and they go to that piece of wood and ask it, what shall I do? But you know why we rather go to the piece of wood than go to an individual? We get to imagine the answer that the wood said. Oh, great piece of wood. Oh, my mahogany God, speak to me. And I thought what the mahogany God said. No. That's what you said to yourself. And you said the piece of wood said it. See, if you go actually ask a man, an actual priest, and he say, thus says the word of Yahweh, this is what the law say, you might want to enter into that with caution. That ain't what we want to hear. See, the God made of wood is going to say exactly what we want it to say, because we are going to imagine our own answer after we pose our question. Go ahead.
They sacrifice They sacrifice upon the tops of mountains and burn incense upon the hills, under oaks and poplars and elms, because the shadow thereof is good. Therefore your daughters shall commit whoredom, and your spouses shall commit adultery.
So now, because we have taken on and fallen for the adversary's tricks, Yahweh is allowing this to come into our houses. But understand something. Yahweh doesn't ask us to do something that he's not going to do. If he has to deal with Lucifer breaking down the order in his house, why should your house be so peaceful? I mean, you know, when we don't have peace in our house, we start asking questions like, well, what did I do? Okay, well, let me ask you a question. What my God do? What did he do that was worthy of having something he created completely go against him, systematically and slowly build up deception, grab other things that he created unto himself, and then war against him in his house? Tell me, what did my God do? As you're pleading for yourself, I'm asking you, who is going to plead for my God? What did he do? Go ahead.
I will not punish your daughters when they commit whoredom, nor your spouses when they commit adultery. For themselves are separated with whores, and they sacrifice with harlots. Therefore the people that does not understand shall fall.
All right, I want you to back up to chapter 2 and start at verse 1 for me.
Say you unto your brethren, Am I, and to your sisters, Rahoma, plead with your mother. Plead, for she's not my wife.
Wait a minute. Now Yahweh is getting personal in this situation now. Plead with your mother, for she is not my wife. Go ahead.
Neither am I her husband. Let her therefore put away her whoredoms out of her sight, and her adulteries from between her breasts, lest I strip her naked, and set her as in the day that she was born, and make her as a wilderness, and set her like a dry land, and lay her with thirst, and slay her with thirst.
Right. It says, at least I set her as in the day that she was born. He says, at least I strip her naked. Wait a minute. See, what happened is we forgot how we came to Yahweh. See, a lot of us came into the word. We were broken down in body, broken down in pocket, broken down in mind. We got a few clothes. We end up getting a little car, getting a little something, and you know what? Now we done forgot about Yahweh. Eventually, Yahweh gonna have to remind us, hold on. I need you to understand how it was that you showed up at my door. Because I think you done forgot what you was when you showed up. Because you seem to think that you made you. Let me show you how you was when you came. When you came, you ain't have a job, you ain't have nowhere to stay, you didn't have this, you didn't have that. Now all of a sudden, you don't know nobody. Go ahead.
And I'll not have mercy upon her children, for they be the children of whoredoms. For their mother has played the harlot. She that conceived them has done shamefully. For she said, I'll go after my lovers. They give me my bread and my water, my wool and my flax, mine oil and my drink. Therefore, behold, I will hedge up your way with thorns, and make a wall that she shall not find her paths. And she shall follow after her lovers, but she shall not overtake them.
She shall follow after her lovers, but she shall not overtake them. So we're going to spend all that time trying to reconnect, but we're not going to get it. Go ahead.
And she shall seek them, but shall not find them. Then shall she say, I'll go and return to my first husband, for then was it better with me than now. For she did not know that I gave her corn and wine.
I was the one that gave her those things. Now, all of a sudden, she has forgotten how she got here. And see, we got selective amnesia. Go ahead.
and oil, and multiplied her silver and gold, which they prepared for Baal. Therefore will I return, and take away my corn in the time thereof, and my wine in the season thereof, and will recover my wool and my flax, given to cover her nakedness.
Yahweh says he's going to take all those things back. Because somehow, with having those things, you have turned against him. Now, we're not going to say that we turned against our Elohim. What we're going to do is just give him less and less, even though we have more. So we have more and we give him less. Then he has to take more to get our attention. Go ahead.
And now will I discover her lewdness in the sight of her lovers, and now I shall deliver her out of my hand. I will also cause all her mirth to cease, her feast days, her new moons, and her Shabbats, and all her solemn feasts. And I'll destroy her vines and her fig trees, whereof she has said, these are my rewards that my lovers have given me. And I'll make them a forest, and the beasts of the field shall eat them. And I will visit upon her the days of Baalim, wherein she burnt incense to them. And she decked herself with her earrings and her jewels, and she went after her lovers and forgot me, says Yah.
She decked herself with her earrings and her jewels. She went and got dressed up for some festival for another god. Right. He said it was adultery. Now, in verse 16 says, and it shall be at that day, says Yahweh, you shall call me Ishai. Wait a minute, we talking about marriage. This means spouse now. You shall call me no more Baali. Wait a minute, he said, I don't want to hear that Lord no more. See, anytime your God don't have a name, you worship the adversary, the devil. If you saying Lord and God, you have been tricked into worshiping the devil. Yahweh does not appreciate this. I tell you, you think it's you don't think it mean nothing? Any of you that's married, go home and call your wife the wrong name. You bet. Go home. I want you to you married to Sharon, go call her Keisha. Go ahead. Go on, do it. Go on, do it. Now I want you to be looking in her eyes when you do this. I want you to be. I want this to be a nice, soft moment where you connecting. And I want you to be looking in her eyes and you say, Sharon. Now I want you to see how this go for you. Send me an email. Don't call me. Just send an email. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 8. What make us think our God like it? What make you think he like it? Now remember now, it just became in fashion to say the name of Yahweh. All of a sudden now his name is coming out on Sunday morning. Before they said we was in a cult for using that name. Now all of a sudden they know the name. But these people have gone to seminary school. They've been knowing the name. They ain't just now learned the name of Yahweh. They ain't just now learned the name of Yahshua. They just now learned that they can't avoid it. Because too many people are saying it. Now they have to deal with it. I looked up and heard Creflo talking about Elohim. I said, man, stop, man. They ain't just now learned these names. They've been knew this. Now all of a sudden they want to mention his name. He says, my people shall know my name. You think he don't know the difference between who said his name when it wasn't fashionable? You think he don't know the difference? Deuteronomy chapter 8, let's start at verse 1.
All the commandments which I command you this day shall you observe to do, that you may live, and multiply, and go in and possess the land which Yahweh swore unto your fathers.
So then the adversary needs for you not to keep the commandments because he does not want you to possess the land. If he can keep you separated from that land, then he's winning his war against Yahweh. And he's using you to do it. Go ahead.
And you shall remember all your way which Yahweh your Elohim led you these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble you and to prove you, to know what was in your heart, whether you would keep his commandments or no. And he humbled you and suffered you to hunger and fed you with manna, which you knew not, neither did your fathers know.
So wait a minute. He took some things from you to prove you. Because he said, look, when you have too much, you don't listen. When you have so much, you give the least amount of effort. Now imagine how this looks to our God. He said, look, now, I gave you $100. You put in 10. I gave you $10,000. You still put in 10. He said, well, hold on. I'm trying to figure out. I tell you what, take 9,000 back. Give me 9,000 back. Let me because my math ain't mathing. Hold on for a second. I gave you more. You gave me less. I'm trying to figure out how this math works. So then he got to take from us for us to remember, that's supposed to go like that. Oh, now you remember. Why you can't remember when you had the stuff, though? Why you can't remember when you had the stuff? We had to get broke all the way down to remember, this is what we were supposed to do with it. That's us. Go ahead.
That he might make you know that man does not live by bread only, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of Yahweh does man live.
Right. I can take all of that and I will still sustain you. See, your problem is I done gave you stuff and you think that you live by the stuff. Let me show you that I can make you live without the stuff. I can take everything that I done gave you and I tell you what, you're going to be just as healthy. You're going to look the same. You're going to have the same jelly roll around your waist that you done had before. You didn't eat at none of them fine places that you was eating at, and you got the same jelly roll that ain't went nowhere. Go ahead.
Your raiment waxed not old upon you, neither did your foot swell these 40 years. You shall also consider in your heart that, as a man chasteneth his son, so Yahweh your Elohim chasteneth you. Therefore, you shall keep the commandments of Yahweh your Elohim, to walk in his ways and to fear him. For Yahweh your Elohim brings you into a good land, a land of brooks of water, of fountains and depths that spring out of valleys and hills, a land of wheat and barley, and vines and fig trees and pomegranates, a land of oil olive and honey, a land wherein you shall eat bread without scarceness, you shall not lack anything in it, a land whose stones are iron, and out of whose hills you may dig brass.
This is the land that he's trying to give you is filled with riches. You got to understand what he's saying. He's telling you that the land that he's giving you is rich on its own. We're trying to go off so that we can go to college and we can do all of these things to get wealth. Yahweh is telling you that the land that I have for you have wealth under your feet. You're walking on money. Yet you're trying to go off and discover it. Go ahead.
When you have eaten and are full, then you shall bless Yahweh your Elohim for the good land which he has given you.
Is that what we do? Is that what we do? Or do we congratulate ourselves and say, you know what, I'm so glad I was sum cum laude. See, this is what got me this, boy, because I was, because I was cum laude. See, I got all the good grades. I did this. Right. Go ahead.
Beware that you forgot not Yahweh your Elohim in not keeping his commandments and his judgments and his statutes, which I command you this day. Lest when you have eaten and are full, and have built goodly houses and dwell therein, and when your herds and your flocks multiply, and your silver and your gold is multiplied, and all that you have is multiplied, then your heart shall be lifted up, and you forget Yahweh your Elohim, which brought you forth out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage, who led you through that great and terrible wilderness, wherein were fiery serpents and scorpions, and drought, where there was no water, who brought you forth water out of the rock of flint, who fed you in the wilderness with manna, which your fathers knew not, that he might humble you, and that he might prove you, to do you good at your latter end.
See, what we're not seeing is all of the trouble that Yahweh is having to go through for us. So then when Yahweh allows trouble to come to us, we think that it's unfair. You don't see that he's having to war with somebody about you. You don't see that. So then when anything comes to your house, you saying, woe is me. Why is this unrest in my house? Why is it in his house? You are the problem. You are what caused a problem between him and Lucifer. Lucifer didn't have a problem with Yahweh until Yahweh made you. You are the problem between them two. Go ahead.
And you say in your heart, my power and the might of my hand has gotten me this wealth.
My hand has gotten me this wealth. Go ahead.
But you shall remember Yahweh your Elohim, for it was he that gives you power to get wealth, that he may establish his covenant, which he sware unto your fathers, as it is this day.
Right. He gave you the power to get wealth. He the one had them people call you back for that job. You know, I'm glad I did that networking, and I was talking to, Sarah at Human Resources. You know what I'm saying? I kept her number. You see? Right. No. Yahweh gives you the power to get wealth. Yahweh had people calling me for a job. I wasn't even calling. I got mad at the people because I thought, why y'all keep calling me? I didn't tell y'all I was trying to get no job. Who gave y'all my number? And then they kept calling. So what I did, I sent them somebody else. Well, here, this person said they were looking for a job. I think they need a job. Call them. What they do? Turn around and call me again. I said, man, what is wrong with y'all people? Who gave y'all this number, first of all? Right. When Yahweh got something for you, he gonna make it beat down your door. You keep trying to avoid it and it just keeps showing up. Come to figure out that job was exactly what I needed. I didn't know I needed it, but I needed it. And it found me. I didn't find it. I didn't go looking for nothing. I prayed for the exact opposite. I said, I don't want no job. I want to be free to move. And Yahweh heard my prayer and said, guess what? I got a job. Now maybe you didn't hear my prayer. That wasn't mine. But he knew better. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 3. See, we don't think that he knows better. He's working with information that we don't have. And some of us, if we get money and free time, that is pretty much our destruction right there. We can either have one or the other. You can have money or you can have free time. But damn it, you can't have both. If you have both, some of us, we good as dead. That's it. That's it. He's like, the only way I can keep you alive is I got to give you one or the other. I'm going to give you money, but you're going to work all day for it. You're going to be so tired, you ain't going to be able to spend it. You're going to fall asleep at the door with the money in your hand. Here, baby. He said, this is the only way I can keep you alive. This is the only way. Now, you got money, but you ain't going to have no time to spend it. Right? But the light's going to be on at the house. Kids going to have good clothes. Everybody going to eat. You're going to keep that same jelly roll around your waist. But if I give you time, you're going to be out there with Lucifer's kids. Tell me, now how you do that thing? How you do that one? You got, and then you got a twist with it. There it is. You gone. You gone. Because see, some of us can't do that and keep our salvation. Some people can. But you need to know where you stand. Go ahead, bro.
For behold, the Adonai, Yahweh of hosts, does take away from Jerusalem and from Yehuda the stay and the staff, the whole stay of bread and the whole stay of water. the mighty man and the man of war, the judge and the prophet, and the prudent and the ancient, the captain of 50, and the honorable man, and the counselor, and the cunning artificer, and the eloquent orator. And I will give children to be their princes, and babes.
Wait a minute. So now he says, look, my house has been assaulted because of you. He said, my house is turned upside down because he's angry about Yahweh creating you. What gives us the right to have a completely peaceful house when his house is turned upside down because of you? He said, all right, your turn. Go ahead.
And babes shall rule over them. And the people shall be oppressed, every one by another, and every one by his neighbor. The child shall behave himself proudly against the ancient, and the base against the honorable. When a man shall take hold of his brother of the house of his father, saying, you have clothing, be you our ruler, and let this ruin be under your hand. In that day shall he swear, saying, I will not be an healer, for in my house is neither bread nor clothing. Make me not a ruler of the people.
Jump to verse 12.
As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them.
Wait a minute. Now he's stepping up a whole nother level. The children and the women ruling over you. What? He said, I'm going through it in my house for you. You can't go through it in your house for me? Oh, you need to have total peace in your house? There's some people that'll go, they'll stay in the word if everything in their life work out. If I got happiness, if I can get a woman in the word, if I can get a man in the word, if everything go good, I'll stay in the word. Yahweh want to know, I want to see if you're going to stay in the word without a woman. I want to see if you're going to stay in the word without a man. Let me see. Go ahead.
O my people, they which lead you cause you to err and destroy the way of your paths. Yahweh stands up to plead and stands up to judge the people. Yahweh will enter into judgment with the ancients of his people and the princes thereof. For you have eaten up the vineyard. The spoil of the poor is in your houses. What mean you that you beat my people to pieces and grind the faces of the poor? Says the Adonai Elohim of hosts. Moreover, Yahweh says, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks and wanting eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet, therefore the Adonai will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and Yahweh will discover their secret parts.
Ain't nothing secret about no parts, no more. Go ahead.
In that day, the Adonai will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet, and their cowls and their round tires like the moon, the chains and the bracelets and the mufflers, the bonnets and the ornaments of the legs, and the headbands and the tablets and the earrings, the rings and nose jewels, the changeable suits of apparel, and the mantles and the wimples and the crisping pins.
Well, wait a minute. So we as Israel, as the wife of Israel as a whole, have not done according to what it is we were supposed to do. So then Yahweh said, well, I'm going to make that come to your house then. I'm going to show you what this feel like when you got something that you joined to, but it just don't seem to want to listen to you. He said, all right, now my turn. Go ahead.
The glasses and the fine linen and the hoods and the veils. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink.
So first, to make sure I cause this unrest, I'm going to take away all those things that you were leaning upon to give you peace. I'm going to take away all them extra clothes. I'm going to take away all these things that you were allowing to cause peace in your house. I'm going to take all that away. And once I take all of those things, I'm going to see how much peace you have. Go ahead.
And instead of a girdle, a rent. And instead of well-set hair, baldness. And instead of a stomacher, a girding of sackcloth. And burning instead of beauty. Your men shall fall by the sword, and your mighty in the war.
Uh-huh.
And her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground.
Right. We don't see that this is still a part of the adversary's assault against Yahweh. Because Yahweh has gone through all of these things for us, how is it that we are unwilling to suffer the smallest of things? Let's go to Ephesians chapter 5. See, when you don't know that somebody is going through something for you, you know, you're a little bit short when it's time for you to go through something. You expect, you know, peace because you don't know that they've gone through something for you. And that expectation is downright disrespectful. We just don't know it. And he shows us that through our children. When the kids get to the point where they just expect certain things. Well, you know, I was going to school, so I expected school clothes. Huh. Well, did you get yourself a school job? Then you have some school change. And then you can get you some school clothes. But there's certain things that's just expected that you should provide. Now, when they call those things regular, they don't think they should have to do anything for them. So when folks don't see that, you know, hey, this person had to take an extra job to be able to get you those shoes. They just saw the shoes and said they arrived. Then the parents said, hey, get that trash and take it to the mailbox. The anger that pops up in that parent is so high, and the child don't understand why. Because they don't understand what that parent has gone through already for them. So to them, I ain't do nothing, but I just didn't feel like taking out the trash. I don't even know why they acting like that. That's Yahweh's position. He's looking like, what? You mean to tell me I can go through all of this assault in my house because I created you? But you can't be inconvenienced at all? His whole problem with Yahweh is you. This is why he in the garden. To test this creation of his. Why you even create this thing? The adversary said, you said yourself, I was perfect. Why you make this? Ephesians chapter 5, let's read verses 22 through 33.
Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands.
Wait a minute. Yahweh said, wait a minute, okay. Here it is, we're going to put forth some order. But I want to see if you going to demand of her the same that I'm demanding from you. And then I want to see if you going to demand it from her without giving it to me. Now read that again.
Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands.
This is what Yahweh is saying to you. Wives, submit yourself to your own Elohim. How do we do that? Do we do it by murmuring? I don't feel like it. You know what I'm saying? I go, you know. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
As unto the Adonai. For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Yahshua is the head of the church. And he is the Savior of the body. Therefore, as the church is subject unto Yahshua, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything.
Right. So then he says, I want you to understand the relationship between me and you. So I'm going to put a small version of our relationship inside your house. And when your thing with me don't go right, I'm going to use them to show it to you. So understand now the way this go. All right, so we're gonna play a little game. You, me, she, you. All right, you ready? All right, then pay attention. Now I need you to understand the game. You, me, she, you. And them kids is the children of Israel. All right? Keep reading.
Husbands, love your wives, even as Yahshua also loved the church and gave himself for it, that he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word, that he might present it to himself a glorious church, not having spot or wrinkle or any such thing, but that it should be holy and without blemish. So ought men to love their wives as their own bodies. He that loves his wife loves himself.
Now, hold on. Now, where are we in this? All right? Because you, him. She, you. Wait a minute. Now, where is this? Now, see, if you just look at this one way, then all you can see is you being the benefactor of this writing. I need you to change the roles because he needs for you to understand your relationship with him. You need to understand all he has gone through for you. When we count what has happened, only thing we count is Christ's suffering. We don't count that Yahweh got to deal with the assault of Satan over and over and over and over again, all because of you. We're counting one incident with Christ. He is constantly having to deal with Lucifer. Every time he's turned around, Lucifer is right back. I bet you don't know what Satan just did. He's got to constantly deal with that because of you. Go ahead.
For no man ever yet hated his own flesh, but nourishes and cherishes it, even as the Adonai, the church. For we are members of his body. For we are members of his body, of his flesh, and of his bones. For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother, and shall be joined unto his wife, and they two shall be one flesh.
Wait. Where are you in this? Where are you in this? What have you left off to completely join with him? Have you put everything else aside and said, your desire is my desire? Why are you going to ask somebody else to do what you hadn't done? Go ahead.
This is a great mystery, but I speak concerning Yahshua and the church.
Stop. The whole thing. The entire thing. I speak concerning Yahshua and the church. You know, we done took that whole thing and the whole time, all we talk about, wives, submit yourself to Tyrone. To man. You know what I'm saying? Right. He ended it and told you exactly what he was talking about. I'm talking about the church. Now, is this the order that is supposed to be on the earth? Yes. But understand what order I'm dealing with. So how can you reap the benefits of one without walking in the order of the other? But let us hear the conclusion of this matter. Let's go to Colossians chapter 3. Colossians chapter 3. And we're going to read verses 18 through 25.
Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as it fits in the Adonai. As it is fit in the Adonai. Husbands, love your wives and be not bitter against them. Children, obey your parents in all things, for this is well-pleasing unto the Adonai. Fathers, provoke not your children to anger, lest they be discouraged.
There's a certain amount of discipline that's needed, but we have to also make sure that we don't go overboard, that then we have provoked those children in a negative way. Go ahead.
Servants, obey in all things your masters according to the flesh, not with eye service, as men pleasers, but in singleness of heart, fearing Elohim. And whatsoever you do, do it heartily, as to the Adonai, and not unto men.
If you're going to do it like you intend to do a good job. Go ahead.
Knowing that of the Adonai you shall receive the reward of the inheritance, for you serve the Adonai Elohim.
So then we shouldn't even be going to our jobs like we're going to serve those people. We need to be going to our jobs like we're going to serve our Messiah. Why? Because we're the only one there who represent him. They got 1,000 people in that building, and you the only one that represent the Most High covenant God of Israel. You ain't supposed to be pleasing the manager. They need to be looking at you and say, so what God you serve again? That dude different. That woman different. Go ahead.
For you serve the Adonai Yahshua. But he that does wrong shall receive for the wrong which he has done. And there's no respect of persons.
Right. In verse 19, husbands, love your wives and be not bitter against them. What will cause a man to be bitter against his wife? Now, as you ponder upon that question, I need you to understand that you are Yahweh's wife. Okay, now what would cause a man to be bitter against his wife? See, whenever the wife usurps the authority of the husband, it makes him bitter. Now pause. And I need you to look at that on both lanes. Now shift the lane where you the wife and you have usurped the authority of your God and you have made him bitter. See, the whole part about magnifying the law and making it honorable, the law is the order that we're supposed to walk in. That order is not just on one way, that's in our houses as well. Remember, Israel started as a family and then grew into a nation. Let us consider that thing, because we have an adversary that knows way more about this book than we could ever imagine. The adversary knows things that ain't even in this book. So we're not going to knowledge our way to fight this battle. Okay? Our knowledge is only so that we can build ourselves up spiritually to be able to withstand the attacks of the adversary. But you ain't going to out-knowledge him. You ain't going to out-knowledge somebody that was standing there when you were created. It ain't going to happen. So that's not why we do what we do. Just understand, a very, very capable adversary is on its way to us. That's all that we're going to do for today. Remember the Sabbath to keep it holy. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.